Hi, everybody. This is the Prospect Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Host, and welcome back to the Prospect Hut. And hopefully, you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So, obviously, one of the things that's going to be interesting to watch is the Mets and what's going to happen with the bullpen. That's a totally different bullpen this year. And there are quite a few prospects that we need to keep an eye on that are going to participate in spring training. Some of them will make the opening day roster, and some of them we might see during the season. I'm going to go through a list of pitchers that we'll get a chance to see. And, of course, I want to let you know, I need you to subscribe, and I need you to watch the entirety of this video. And the one thing I know about David Stearns, based off of his history in Milwaukee, is he likes to build his bullpens from within, for the most part. He spent some money this offseason. He brought in Luke Weaver. He brought in Devin Williams. But he knows Devin Williams from Milwaukee. But he likes to build his bullpens from within. And that's why this is so key. And it's an easy way to build a team anyway. Build your bullpen anyway. 7 relief pitchers and prospects who could help the Mets in 2026. New York Mets bullpen is going to look very different in 2026. Edwin Diaz has switched coast, and Devin Williams has switched boroughs to take his place as the closer. As it stands right now, the path to Williams is pretty clear. A.J. Minter, Brooks Raley, and newly signed Luke Weaver will all likely be used in higher leverage spots throughout the season. Brooks Raley pitched great last year. Excuse me. A.J. Minter, he didn't get hurt. He was pitching really well. And Luke Weaver needs to stay healthy. But he's been up and down, but he needs to stay healthy. He's a very good reliever. After them, though, the bottom 4 spots of the Mets bullpen still have a fair share of question marks. Another free agent signing or trade acquisition is possible, if not probable, but there will almost certainly be spring training competition for at least a couple of spots. Former Chicago Cubs Adbert Alzolay signed a 2-year minor league deal with the Mets last offseason. Spent all 2025 recovering from Tommy John surgery. That's kind of what happened with Max. I think Max Kranick did that. Now Max Kranick's hurt again. He recently started pitching again in the Venezuelan Winter League, so he should be ready for spring training. Waxgar Brazelbon, who the Mets should have gotten rid of, by the way, who looked fantastic in times and unplayable times. No, he was terrible. Mets should get rid of him. He will be in the mix. Richard, don't call him Dickie Lovelady, Cooper Criswell, Austin Warren, Joey Gerber, Carl Edwards Jr., who of note throughout the last pitch of the 2016 World Series, and Alex Carrillo all have a shot as well. What about prospects? One of David Stearns' hallmarks of Milwaukee was his ability to develop high-quality relief pitchers instead of needing them to pay them. The current Mets closer, Williams, is one of them. Development takes time. These things do not happen overnight. Now, 2 years into Stearns' tenure with the Mets, some of these prospects are ready to start impacting the big league club. Now, some of these guys are guys that have been in the Mets system a long time, that were brought in by guys like Billy Epler and guys even before that. But, Billy Epler mostly and Dave Stearns. First up, Dylan Ross. Fans might recognize Ross from the tail end of the 2025 season if you haven't mentally blocked it out by now. He was promoted to the big league club on September 27, in time for the final 2 games of the regular season, but never made his debut. Ross, a 13th round pick in 2022, was selected by the Mets in the middle of his rehab from Tommy John surgery. Suffered a setback after signing and underwent a UCL revision procedure, pushing his timeline back another year. By the time he was fully healthy and ready to pitch in a game, the 24 season was almost over. He made his pro debut in his one and only appearance of 2024 on September 7th. After some Arizona Fall League action in the end of 2024, he flew through the minors in 25. Ross started the year at High A Brooklyn, but quickly earned promotions to Double A, Triple A, and then eventually the majors. He's a fireballer who can hit 3 digits on the gun, but he uses his splitter and his slider almost in equal an equal amount. Both are good pitches, and he'll even mix in a curveball here or there. It's a deep arsenal for a relief pitcher, and paired with top-end velocity, Ross has true back end of the bullpen potential if he can lower the unsustainability. A 14.7 walk rate walks a lot of batters. Seeing as the Mets evidently felt comfortable enough in him to promote him to the end of 2025, making the opening day roster is a real possibility, but he has to keep the walks down. Simple as that. Next up, Brian Lambert. An 8th round pick in 2024, Lambert should make his MLB debut in 2026. The Mets pushed him aggressively to high in his draft year, a rarity, which set expectations for him to continue being aggressive with him in 25. However, they eased off the throttle a bit. Lambert started 2025 in high A and was quickly promoted to double A, but then stayed there for the rest of the year. He made 39 appearances for the Rome Ponies and posted a 1.71 ERA and a 1.29 whip. Lambert's 39.5% strikeout rate on the season trailed only Jonah Tong among Mets minor leaguers with at least 50 innings pitched, but it came with a 13.2% walk rate. He's a classic two-pitch fastball slider fireballer. He can hit triple digits, he strikes a ton of batters out, and he can sometimes lose the zone. He's a big league arm. The only question is when opening day might be pushing it. This may want to get him some looks at AAA first, but it's not off the table. Especially today, going straight from AA to the big leagues has become more and more common. But again, he cannot walk the ballpark. He's got to throw strikes. They all do. Next up, Jonathan Pentaro. Pentaro is a fascinating prospect. Signed out of independent ball in June of 2024, Pentaro stepped into affiliate ball for the first time as a 26-year-old and shown. He dominated high A, was great in double A, and even made it to the triple A all in his first 3 months in the organization. So they have nothing to lose when they bring in a guy that's 26 years old. They have nothing to lose. So they just don't if he pitches well, send him out of here. If he doesn't do well, we didn't kill ourselves. We didn't spend a lot of money. He started 2025 back at AA, was once again very good, and then got the call to make his big league debut straight from Binghamton. Ultimately, he didn't go great. Let's put him in the ninth inning to close out a 7-1 game versus the Braves, but gave up 2 runs and was only able to get 2 outs before the Mets turned to Edwin Diaz to finish the job. He was then sent back to the minors, but this time to AAA, where he remained for the rest of the season. At 28 years old, he's not a traditional prospect, but Pentaro's stuff is very real. He throws a diverse 5-pitch mix that headlined by a very good cutter and accompanied by a 4-seam changeup, sinker, and sweeper. He'll probably at least be given a chance to make the opening day roster. If he doesn't, will certainly be in the cards for a promotion when the Mets need to make a move. Next up is Douglas Orellana. Orellana's a fantastic storyteller. He signed with the Mets when he was 19 years old for international free agent signings, and has had to deal with the challenges that come with throughout his pro career. He slowly climbed the organizational ladder, impressed at each stop, and made it as high as AAA last season. He has a fastball that he throws in the mid-90s, especially high 90s, along with a slider and curveball. The slider is his best pitch, and it's a true plus offering. Now a full-time reliever, Orellana does have experience starting, so there's an easy-to-see path for him to break into the big leagues as a multi-inning reliever. He has the stuff to give him a chance to earn higher leverage opportunities down the line, but the most likely outcome for Orellana is 2026 is to be a frequent passenger on the shuttle from Syracuse to Queens, most likely during the second half of the season. Now, he's not on the 40-man roster. Only Ross is on the 40-man roster, by the way. Next up, Nate Lavender. Remember Nate Lavender? During the 2024 spring training, Lavender began to emerge as a lefty with a legitimate chance to impact the big league roster at some point. Then 5 games into his 24th season, he partially tore his UCL, and he needed to undergo elbow surgery. The following offseason, the Tampa Bay Rays selected him in the Rule 5 draft. He spent the entire 25 season on the injured list for the Rays, and at the end of the season was returned to the Mets. Well, that was a waste. Lavender hasn't done a pitch in a game since April 19th, 2024. He will not be in play for opening day. but good lefties are few and far between. Lambert has recovered from his nearly 2-year absence. He has a chance to be a good lefty. It'll take time to see how his recovery has gone. But if he gets back on the mound and starts having success at AAA, he has a good chance to make it to Queens in 2026. Next up, there's 2 guys, Ryan Ammons and Saul Garcia. Now, Ammons is very intriguing. These last 2 are long shots. The Mets acquired Ryan Ammons during the 24 offseason from the Boston Red Sox in exchange for Justin Slayton, whom the Mets selected in the Rule 5 draft. Slayton was never really a Met. The Red Sox essentially moved up in the Rule 5 draft and gave the Mets Ammons to do so. After starting his Mets and professional baseball career at Single A, Ammons has spent about the last year and a half with High A Brooklyn. He strikes out a ton of batters, but also walks a ton. While he's only reached High A, he is a lefty, and lefties are valuable. If he moves up the ladder in 2026 and pitches well, there's a chance he could be called upon at some point by the end of the year. Saul Garcia had a similar season to Lambert. Both pitchers appeared at both High A and Double A, threw about 15 innings with a sub-2 ERA and a high strikeout rate to go with a high walk rate. Where they differ is that Garcia spent most of the year at High A and finished with just a taste of Double A. Lambert was the opposite. Garcia should start 26 back at Double A and figures to see significant time there. But if he pitches well enough and the Mets have a need, it's not out of the question to see him in Queens at some point. So these guys, we're going to see these guys. I mean, we'll see them in spring training. We'll see them during the season. We will see Dylan Ross. That again, if he's not hurt, we'll see him. Same thing with Ryan Lambert and Jonathan Pentaro. Those 3 in particular, we will see them. And Orlando, probably later on in the season with him. But the lefties and Garcia will have to keep an eye on. I don't know. They're not going to rush Lambert because he was hurt for almost 2 years now. So you let me know what you think about this video. And of course, please subscribe to the Prospect Hut. Before I leave, I have another channel called the Baseball Hut 3, where I talk about the media. I goof on the media, have a little fun. I need you to hit the subscribe button. I'll put that link into the description. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, trying to get to 500 subscribers right now. Need your help. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you later.